Hello everyone, my name is Brandon. Welcome to the Geek XP. I am your local dirty Yank here for Overwatch, and I say that because I noticed that a lot of content that's being put out on Overwatch is being done by YouTubers in the UK. So I'm going to, there are some that are not, but I'm going to sort of plant my foot here in as a filthy American making Overwatch content. So I'll take what I can get. So we're here today. And I was going to be doing some more Soldier 76 gameplay because I'm trying to get better with my aiming. And Soldier 76 is a great character. If you're not great at mouse and keyboard, or even if you're playing on a console controller, getting that aim especially for hit scan weapons, and then to move on to projectile weapons, Soldier 76 is great for that because he has his hit scan rifle and then projectile helix rockets. However, I'm wearing this shirt, this glorious shirt, for a reason, because last night I picked up this glorious skin. Look at that. Reinhardt, more like Feinhardt. Look at that armor. So cool. And I don't know, who knows when I'll get this when the game launches, because everything gets wiped once the open beta ends. Which actually got extended to the 10th, which is super exciting. 10 a.m. on the 10th, I think that's PST. So I'm going to play some Reinhardt games, which is pretty easy to do. Playing tank is a lot easier reliably than offense, because tanks are usually always needed, and Reinhardt can be used in pretty much any game mode. So we're going to jump into some games. We got Reinhardt. I'm super excited. I was practicing some more of my Soldier 76, and I was actually getting some decent kills, getting better at knowing when and how to engage with more offensive heroes after playing tanks for so long. It's tricky getting used to not having quite as much health, but I'm getting better. And I know I've done a lot of Winston stuff before, so doing another tank may not be quite as exciting, but we're going to do this because we have an awesome skin. So we're on Gibraltar, and let's see what we got. We're attacking, and we need a tank. We're doing this. So, with Reinhardt, he's a very look at him. He's so goddamn cool. Look at his face. He's got this scar. Ugh. I don't know if you guys haven't checked out the webcomic that Blizzard put out for Reinhardt. It's awesome. Fights a bunch of gang members in a group called the Dragons, and he imagines them all as dragons. And they just released a Junkrat Roadhog one, which is also great. But Reinhardt, in comparison to someone like Winston, is an interesting tank in that he's more of like a classic form of a tank. He is just made to be a big old meat shield. You draw a line in the sand. Bastion on offense, that should be interesting. I wonder what level 19. So he's just like a very classic tank. He just sits on the payload, sits on the point, sits in front of his allies and protects them. Make sure they don't take as much damage. To do him well, I find requires a lot of patience. You have to make sure you're not jumping in to things unnecessarily. It's very tempting, especially when starting with Reinhardt, to want to use his left shift, which is a charge, to just like run into a group of enemies. And when you do that, you will die and feed your enemies ultimates. So the important thing to do with Reinhardt is to be patient, move with your group, stay with the group if at all possible, and to provide just cover and know when and where to move forward and engage. So like right now, like I was down there, but I was not going to do my team any favors by sitting down there when they were all up here. And that was a mistake. I probably should have just left my shield up and dealt with the let Bastion deal with him. But that's okay. We're gonna push forward, and we gotta get on the point. So we gotta push on the point. We can't just sit here and try to get kills. We have to move forward and get on the point. A lot of people will forget that this is an objective-based game, not about getting kills. At the end of the day. Fire Strike is a nice ability. There's no reason not to just use it on cooldown. There's also something cool that you can do, because Pharah is a decent counter against Reinhardt, but if you can, sometimes you can sort of juke your way so that you're facing up. There, yeah, see, it was starting to do it there. You can juke your way up so that you're tilting up, because Pharah will love to drop her ultimate onto you as Reinhardt. But if you can manage to tilt your way upwards, you can sort of nullify that extreme amount of damage. This Tracer behind us is going to be an issue, but we do well against, match up against, well against, oh, this Reaper's going to be a problem. Alright. So yeah, the Sniper kind of getting us from the front, but Reaper does work with us, against us. And he's hard to sort of stop once he gets in the shield, because I don't want to start swinging at him. Especially if I have a Widowmaker shooting at me. And that's not our Hanzo, so that's bad. And we're sort of separated from our team while this Tracer's harassing us. She's doing a good job of what she needs to do. Throw out my Fire Strike, and we just need to push forward onto the point. We just got to be a wall, and our allies should be using us as mobile cover. Throw out the Fire Strike. But hopefully our allies can use this as cover. A Reinhardt by himself cannot just take a point, which requires a lot of group awareness. Like right now, I'm sort of sitting on the point, which is important because, you know, this is an objective-based game. And I'm not going to just... okay. So this is an objective-based game, but I don't know where the rest of my team is. I might have to switch. I need someone to support me on the payload. I can't just sit on it by myself as Reinhardt. I need people using me as cover. So, chatting with the group, which is important. Making sure that people can sort of work together. Because if I'm going to be Reinhardt, it doesn't do us any good if no one's using me as cover, because then I'm just sort of sitting and dying and feeding the opposing team ultimate, which is bad. So hopefully the group will now stick behind me instead of running off and getting on their own. Like, I get that McCree wants to sneak around and get some kills, but if I'm not protected, then I don't want to drop the shield and leave my allies unprotected. Reaper behind. What was I saying? I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, also with Reinhardt, don't be afraid to drop the shield, especially if you're not being attacked. Because it will recharge. And you want to we want to give it a chance to do that. Juking around that soldier, let my shield recharge. And we got a Hanzo, so we have to get in front of the payload, try to protect our Bastion. And I'm waiting for a moment to hit more than one person. Gonna move off the point. Do not want to get hit with that. And we're gonna try to move back up in front of our Bastion if we can. There we go. Blocking some damage, and he's down. That's bad. There we go. That's a good res. She's doing her job, which is nice. And we're sort of getting surrounded here. Alright. I'll take that. That's a good trade. And I don't know why that Hanzo just sort of jumped on me, but I'm glad he did. Throw out my Fire Strike. Fire Strike, it's, you know, I don't have to worry about reloading with it, which is nice. So there's no reason not to throw it out, because sometimes you can catch people. It's not very fast, you won't get many hits, but it does like 100 damage, 120. It does a lot, and you can tear down a low health, like offensive character pretty easily, without too much effort. Gonna move in front of Bastion. I'm running two Bastions. I don't know what this... I guess he got the Tracer, which is nice. Don't want that Bastion to set up. Alright.
Reinhardt, what the hell did you left me?
Sorry, that Bastion was setting up.
Yeah, Reaper was right behind.
Sorry, there was a Bastion setting up, and so I wanted to pin him before he did.
Did you get him at least?
I did get him. So sort of a trade there. I exposed the Bastion, so that was a mistake. And so, you know, learning from that, I probably could have just let our Bastion take care of it. So in hindsight, and that's something I'm trying to get better at with Reinhardt, is that it's very often you'll want to move up and try to get kills, which is all well and good. But, you know, that's what your allies are for. And you're just providing them cover so that they can do that. Barriers down. Shields back up. So. And we should be able to seal the victory here. There we go. So that was a solid first game. Didn't make too many mistakes. Just able to stay on the payload, and that's what you want to do with Reinhardt. And look how awesome we look. I got that awesome victory pose. I also got one of his highlight intros where he slams the hammer it down, and it's awesome. But when you're running tanks, Roadhog and Zarya of the tanks, and maybe D.Va, they have the highest play of the game potential. But I mean, if you're going to be playing tank or support, you sort of sacrifice a lot of that sort of glory, which is fine. I'd rather do well and help our team than just sort of feed my ego. So we're going to jump into another game. Alright, so we are back into our second game. We were in a queue there for a little bit, so we skipped ahead. And we're going to go Reinhardt. Well, that's what this episode is about. We're showing off this awesome Stoneheart skin. We will adapt if things are looking really bad. But I mean, Reinhardt, he's a good tank, and he sort of applies in many instances. I'm sort of thinking, I mean, okay. I was sort of thinking we're a little low on like offensive damage. We are on defense, so Bastion's good for that. But actually, Junkrat is a nice sort of hybrid between offense and defense, and a lot of the characters do that. Like with the tanks, Reinhardt is like your most like raw defense hero, and then you know you get a little bit of mix where like Roadhog is a mix between like offense and like tankiness, and then Winston is also a little bit of mix, leaning towards more defense. And then we've got characters like Zarya, which is a little bit of support, defense, and offense potential. And then D.Va, who's like mostly offense and a little bit of defense. So I think what I'm going to do is actually start on the side, try to get in on the side, and try to sneak a pin or a fire strike, and not start from like an obvious spot. Doing this, it's not as easy to like just then was when you're just carrying a payload as Reinhardt, but we'll see what we can do. We'll try to not die, which is usually the goal. So it looks like I got D.Va,
5, 4,
Hanzo, Tracer.
1.
So that fire strike out, and the fire strike will go through
Stop the payload.
a Reinhardt shield. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. All right. Hopefully. Yep, okay. So that's usually the thing that will happen when that happens, is that he pinned me, but then he's like sitting in our defensive line. Unfortunately, then I'm not defending our Bastion, our
I need someone to
Zenyatta.
counter that Tracer.
So with their Tracer, we might have to switch to someone like Winston, who can deal with her a little bit more effectively. He's a little bit more mobile. His attacks don't need to be aimed. And they're right on top of us. So this will be interesting. We'll see what we can do.
The payload has reached
But with their high amount of snipers, what we're going to have to do is just sit here and protect our Bastion, because he's going to move my barriers down. And we're going to have to sort of do what we can. Let our barrier recharge a bit. Protect our Bastion, because he's going to be dealing our damage for us. While there's no active offense, going to let our shield recharge. Have to sort of be careful, because I don't want our Bastion dead. Dealt some damage. That's good. That's why you got to throw out that fire strike. If you think someone's there, you might be able to catch someone. Oh, I need some more healing. Thank you.
Experience tranquility.
We're going to get on the point. Get on the point. And so we got a Junkrat above us. Nice. Destroyed a steel trap. That's always good. You just got to get picks where you can, really, as Reinhardt. And where I am right now, I'm really nervous about the concept of, I guess, charging in right now, because right now they're very well grouped up, and I do not want to get myself needlessly killed. I do have my ultimate, though, and I might use it to take care of this Junkrat. Did not get it. Ah! And the total mayhem got me. That has happened to me way too often. I don't know why I forget about it. I didn't get the hammer down on him, which is sort of a waste. But we're doing what we can. So I think, as Reinhardt right now, the way this team is constructed is going to be defending our snipers and defending our bastions. Heat up her ultimate as much as we can. Barriers down.
The payload has reached
Nice Hanzo ult. This can be a nice little place for us to engage as long as that Tracer doesn't have her ultimate. Alright. I don't mind eating that. Oh, I wanted to spread out because being like he could have driven that right into that corner and killed all three of us. This way, at least, it's just one death. And with Reinhardt, you can actually get a nice pickup there. His fire strike will like one-shot that. I actually sniped one, a Riptire with Symmetra's Photon Orb, and that was pretty awesome. So that was pretty sweet. Ah, Junkrat. So,
Why isn't anyone countering that Tracer? Why are you playing Widowmaker? That doesn't make sense.
someone talking about someone playing Widowmaker. Reaper is not a bad choice to go against. Gotta stay in. And we will sit here and protect our Bastion. Let him do his work. And we're gonna try not to die anymore. That Junkrat is trouble, for sure. He's nice because he can potentially shoot his grenades over us.
Counter that fucking Tracer.
Need some support. Barriers down. Barriers down. And that's a more uncommon use of the charge, and I hate to sort of waste it, but the cooldown on it is not that bad. And so using it as a escape tool isn't the worst thing, I suppose. Oh, we're eating damage, so that's good. Nice! I'll take that pickup. I'll take that, yeah. Could use some heals. Great, we're currently running no support, which means I need to go run and find a health pack, because I'm pretty vulnerable right now. So we're gonna pick up this big health pack, heal up a bit. All right, there we go. Our ultimate is almost ready, so we'll let people know that. So we might be able to catch people in this choke, potentially. We gotta be careful of this Tracer though, because she's around. Ow. So I'm gonna run back and get that health, because I will die, and I don't want to waste my ulti.
Much better.
So let's get back onto the point, try to push it back, and with this choke point, we might be able to make something happen.
behind you.
I'm just getting pelted right now. Yeah. So that's a tough thing with Reinhardt, is when you're getting attacked from one side, Tracer will get behind you, and you don't want to just get headshots on you for free, and that will sometimes open you up to someone like Pharah, Tracer. Like, anyone who can get behind you is always tricky. Someone get that Pharah so I can guard. I hate to have to use it on just one guy, but Nice, got some Pharah kills there. Alright, and their Pharah's down, which means I'm going to move up.
Hold forever. Barrier destroyed.
I'll let my barrier recharge. And block our Bastion. Yeah, it's sort of tricky with Reinhardt. If my shield is low, I'm sort of caught in this perpetual state of having it need to recharge, but people need to get blocked, so I never get quite up to my 2,000. Nice, Hanzo ult. I might just ulti this guy. We got Tracer coming in. I need help bad. Ah, that Tracer got me again. She's really good for that. Just get in, stick me, and I die. I might use my ultimate just on her. Might be a little bit spiteful, but that was... Wow, I'm not even mad about that, actually. That was really good. But we have to hold this... I thought we were doing well, but we actually have to hold this for 3 more minutes, which is not great for us. Whew, almost forgot again and got killed by that. We could really use some heals right now. Pharah on the left. But yeah, some extra healing would go a long way right now, helping my sustain. Because then this happens and I get dropped. Yeah, and no one's going... I think we could drop one of these Bastions for sure. I mean, we're also running 2 snipers. We could really use a Mercy. A Mercy would also benefit us in giving us offensive bonuses for our snipers and turrets. But, you know, I'll take what we can get, and we'll just try to make it work. I still think Reinhardt is the good choice for this right now. Our opponents are using... I mean, I guess our team... Reinhardt is actually probably not the best choice. I think maybe Roadhog might be able to do some more work against this composition. Sort of get in behind and pull them towards me. Get behind cover. Whew! Luckily you don't need too much cover to block that. Let my shield recharge a bit. Oh, I thought I would pick that up. Oh, crap. Alright, someone else picked it up. Pharah behind. I do not like her jumping up like that. That really makes me suspicious that she's gonna drop her ulti behind us. Someone take care of that Pharah behind. I can't get her. Throw out my Fire Strike. Oh, I think I actually hit someone with that. I will probably die here. It can happen when I have no one to protect me.
I got my ult.
Yeah. Alright, so that's sort of unfortunate. Hopefully we can hold for this next minute. It's going to be tough. It is super... I mean, defense has the advantage at the end of a payload map. But, oh, looks like they're going to get it.
Experience.
So it looks like they will win this one. I think we were lacking a healer for a little bit too long, but that was a good game. I thought we did fairly well. We blocked a lot of damage, so I'll take what we can get. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm hoping to have more gameplay, maybe not just tanks. That Tracer definitely deserves to play the game. She was really aggressive. But yeah, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed this content. Comment and subscribe and for more future content. And until next time, you guys have been awarded some Geek XP, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody.